Africa is affected politically by climate in many ways, including the enacting of policies like greenhouse emissions. The 2015 Lancet Commission on Health and Climate Change made different actions to address climate change in minor and major areas. Many funding goes to the study of malaria cases and the monitoring of African highlands to understand the diseases. Most of the policies that affect the study of malaria are found in adaptations to climate change in Africa Plan of Action for the Health Sector, which helps African countries with their commitment for the cure of the disease and continued use for renewable.
There's an estimated value of 164 billion in assets exposed to Indonesian by 21,000. Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam are estimated to be equivalent to losing 6.7% of combined GDP each year. Furthermore, the ADB proposes that the annual benefits in terms of avoided damage from climate change are likely to exceed the annual economic losses of 2060. In places such as Papua New Guinea and Timor-Leste, annual GDP losses because of climate change could reach as high as 15.2 and 10% respectively. Under the IPCC's worst case scenarios could cost the Pacific region $775 million per year on average to prepare for sea level rise by 2050. The cost of adaptation to sea level rise in the Asia Pacific would be large, but the benefits to human security would far outweigh the expense.
Southeast Asia and Oceania's deforestation is also a major source of greenhouse gases. Indonesia and Malaysia are home to the world's largest forest lands. Trees get cut down to make space for farms to feed growing population or to produce paper or palm oil. Draining peat swamps release thousands of tons of carbon dioxide trapped in each hectare of soil and is compounded when farmers burn the dry peat, releasing the gas more quickly. Smoke from such fires has repeatedly choked neighbors Singapore and Malaysia since 1997.
South Asia's sea level rise will affect coastal populations in a variety of ways, including inundation itself, flood and storm damage, erosion, saltwater intrusion, rising water tables, and impeded drainage wetland loss. These will together greatly reduce the ability of these regions to provide their inhabitants access to their land or to their means of cultivation, water resource, and fodder, causing serious hardship in terms of livelihood and habitat loss. Worst of all, sea level rise and the associated changes in the coastal zone will add burdens to those already poor and vulnerable. The South Asia region is home to the largest number of people living in poverty, many of whom live in coastal zone. And the three South Asia countries sharing a coastal line, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, nearly 130 million people currently live in the area of about 160,000 square kilometers known as the Low Elevation Coastal Zone, which comprises the coastal region that is within 10 meters above average sea level. The bulk of the region's LCZ's population, about 97%, resides in Bangladesh and India, which roughly equals numbers each. This is the result of Bangladesh being mostly in low-lying delta region of the Ganges Brahmaputra, and India having very long coastal line with many major cities. Figure 1.
Causes and effects. Causes: greenhouse gases, deforestation, growing reliance on coal and oil, thermal expansion, rising sea surface temperatures, increased temperatures in highlands. Effects: typhoons, flooding, rising sea level, increased spread of malaria. The solutions for these problems are stop the cutting down of trees and to stop typhoons, reservoirs and catchment areas upstream for flooding, to stop adding pollution in the air, rising sea level, funding for health systems is increased.